Molly Carmel, and this is the podcast I always wish existed. A bite sized, on the ground spiritual note that can shift your thinking and your outlook on life. Because sometimes that's all it takes, a small shift in what you choose to believe to make your day a little better and you a little more awake, alive, and ascending. Today, I want to talk about my birthday and some stuff that showed up for me, all about like procrastination and the stories we tell ourselves, and the surprising freedom of getting clear on where our focus really belongs. So, here's the truth. I really had a great summer. I had a great summer, but and I procrastinated a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I procrastinated on doing this podcast. I procrastinated on work. Honestly, I just like procrastinated on a lot of things. And listen, it was procrastination for good, sort of, right? I was enjoying myself. I was with people. I was spending time. But the problem was that in the back of my mind, I was incredibly mad at myself. It was like infuriated. And I don't know about you, but like no deed goes unpunished in my mind. And I was just carrying around this little voice that just loves to shame me and scold me, you know? You should be doing more. You're wasting your time. You're falling behind. You're going to lose this. You're going to lose that. It's not going to work out for you. Blah, blah, blah. Loud, loud, loud. Blah, blah, blah. And then came my birthday at the end of the summer. Something really shifted for me here. I woke up on my birthday. This is like a side story, but also incredibly important. And I woke up on my birthday with such a deep and unexpected feeling that is not typical for me on birthdays. I'm usually like a, you know, kind of morbid reflection gal on my birthdays. But this year I woke up with like excitement and gratitude and hope. And honestly, like birthdays have been very complicated for me. They've been really tangled with like looking back on what I didn't do, of not being enough, of time slipping by. I could just get really dark. This is why I need to have a very big spiritual life. This is why I need to have a daily podcast, you know? Without it, I'm like left wondering if my life is worth celebrating. It's not good. But this year, it was really simple. I had a really beautiful, simple birthday, and I was with the people I love, and I had so much love coming at me. It was almost unavoidable for me to be like so grateful. And I have to say, spiritual work, when we sow the fields, the blooms come up. And this year, for the first time, I could really feel that love and I could really take it in. And I realized, what greater gift is there? So, on this day, every year, my best friend Drea and I send each other the daily horoscope from if you want to know what it is, I'm sure you'll ask. The New York Post, Sally Brompton, does a daily horoscope every day, every year. And Drea and I, since we're 25 years old, we send this to each other. That's how we do it. And listen, I mean, I take horoscopes with a grain of salt, but when something lands, like I'm paying attention. I'll take my God winks wherever I can get them. And this particular one landed like right between my eyes. Effectively, it said to me, if you don't know, if you're wondering why your life is not moving the way you think it should, basically, I'm going to tell you why. Stop wasting time on the trivial. Focus on what truly matters. And it really brought me back to when I was in my late 20s or early 30s. I saw a shaman, and she looked me right in the eye and said, people like you need to be very careful about how and where you place your energy. And, I was young and I didn't quite understand it. I hadn't like really started my spiritual life in any way, but let me tell you, friends, like that truth has stood the test of time for me, for better and for worse. You need to be careful about how and where you place your energy. Whew. And listen, for me, like the few years have not been easy. They've been really, really dark. and the line between the light and the dark has just gotten blurry. But reading this horoscope really reminded me that in the murkiness, the way forward is about how and where I place my energy, right? It's about how and where I place my focus. And the reason I'm telling you the birthday story and the horoscope story is there's a real paradox here, right? Like, do I need to take or do I want to take my life a little bit more seriously and focus on these gifts I'm given with my beautiful profession and, and not dilly-dally away time? Like, absolutely. That was the real, like, smack in the face that Sally Brompton, the astrologer, gave me. But I also, like, want to dilly-dally, right? So the message to me is I need to take life more seriously and also less seriously at the same time. Like, I need to take life more seriously about what really matters to me. Like, what do I want to create? Who do I want to love? Like, what are the ways I want to show up in life? And do that with discernment and do that with intentionality, right? And I need to really be way less serious about the noise, about the distractions, about the social media scrolling. And like the junk that just doesn't deserve my energy. And honestly, like this was the gift of my birthday. I mean, the gift, of course, was all that love and feeling okay, really feeling whole and okay. Just 1 minute of that is enough. But what a gift, right? To step into my 48th year with focus, right? Creation, connection, new conversations, including what we're doing here on the Daily Ascent, right? And there's a great reading in one of my favorite books. It's called A Daily Reader. This book is called In God's Care, and it's a daily reader. And if you're not familiar what a daily reader is, it's a 365-day a year reader that every day has a short passage, like a little nugget of wisdom that you can come back to again and again. I probably have, I'm not kidding, like 30 of them in my house. I love a daily reader because they just help me keep my spiritual life practical and grounded. We don't have to climb a mountain to figure out the meaning of life, just a little ascent every day. And these are very, very helpful. So, this book I'm going to read to you from is called In God's Care. And I just want to say, and I'll probably say it a lot of times in our time together, let's chill out about the word God, okay? Because you're going to hear that word here and there on this podcast. Sometimes it'll be out of my mouth. Sometimes it'll be out of the books I read. And here's how I want you to think about it. I don't want you to get too tangled up in it. You get to define what this word means. I don't. I'm just reading, and that's just how I use it, right? If the word God doesn't work for you, oh my gosh, go for it. Do whatever you need to do. Substitute whatever works for you. Universe, love, higher self, spirit, nature, love, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter to me, and I want it to not matter to you. It's just about you not running the whole show. Like, for me, it's just about connecting to something bigger and something that isn't my like little fear small-minded Molly brain. Okay, so with that public service announcement, let us go to the passage from March 30th. Love the moment, and the energy of the moment will spread beyond all boundaries. That's from Karita Kent. When we quiet our mind, bypassing our thoughts about the hour or day before or our fear over what may come tomorrow, we can more easily relish each moment, this moment. We too often succumb to the seduction of worrying about the past and the future, which are beyond our control. Our unwillingness to give up this obsessive thinking keeps the joy and the serenity we long for out of reach. We forget that the power lies within us to clear our mind and to fully experience the peace of the moment. Quieting our mind requires commitment and practice. We can circumvent any thought and experience moments of peace, a peace that will become as seductive as our old obsession to worry. I will choose to give up worry today and enjoy many peace-filled moments instead. Let me read it one more time for those of you in the back row. Love the moment, and the energy of the moment will spread beyond all boundaries. Karita Kent. When we quiet our mind, bypassing our thoughts about the hour or day before, or our fear over what may come tomorrow, we can more easily relish each moment, this moment. We too often succumb to the seduction of worrying about the past and the future, which are beyond our control. Our unwillingness to give up this obsessive thinking keeps the joy and serenity we long for out of reach. We forget that the power lies within us to clear our mind and to fully experience the peace of the moment. Quieting our mind requires commitment and practice. We can circumvent any thought and experience moments of peace, a peace that will become as seductive as our old obsession to worry. I will choose to give up worry today and enjoy many peace-filled moments instead. And that just brings me back to this birthday realization that so much of my energy had been tied up in worry, procrastination, and noise. Even when I was enjoying myself this summer, I wasn't fully enjoying myself. I was enjoying myself and also kind of beating myself up for not doing a thing. So kind of wasted time in that way, but I still took good out of it. Don't worry about it. And this reading, just like it reminds me that focus isn't about doing more. It's about clearing space so that I can actually be present for what matters most, and I can actually be clear on what matters most. So today's word is focus, but let's be real about focus, right? Because I don't know, I can use that word to harm, and let's use that word to heal. Focus doesn't mean narrowing your life to one perfect laser sharp beam. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean you're never going to get distracted. It doesn't mean you're not going to falter and not waste a little time. Like, who doesn't love a little Instagram scroll? Am I right? And focus, it just means noticing where your energy's going and choosing that again and again and again and trying again and again and again when you falter, right? Just to place this energy where it matters. Focus is a practice. It's not a punishment. Use it for good, not for evil. It's that gentle, firm friend that's like, does this really deserve you? And it's the shift, from scattering ourselves everywhere and burning ourselves out to just bringing ourselves back and making choices. So every time you practice focus, you reclaim a little bit more of your power, a little bit more of your peace, and a lot more of your freedom. And the truth is that life feels steadier and clearer and more yours when you know where your focus belongs and you choose to put it there. So here's my question for you. Where is your focus right now? Does it match what really matters to you? And can you shift your energy just even a little bit today towards the things that deserve your focus? And can you or can you focus it away from the ones who don't? Because that is actually where your freedom lives. So thank you for climbing with me today. This was a good one. And let's remember that our word is focus. And it's not focus that demands perfection. It's an invitation to choose wisely. So let's spend today noticing where our focus drifts, noticing what's stealing our energy, and just once, let's practice beginning to bringing it back to what truly matters and see how it feels to give yourself that gift. And so until next time, my friends, I'm here rooting you on, and I'm helping you return your focus to what matters most and letting the rest roll off like water off a duck's back through the chaos and through the still. Always, always, always.